SST is brought to you by Stark Auto Sales, home of the ultimate worldwide scratch and dent car sale. Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another edition of the SST Car Show. We have a lot of really cool things to share with you today, including some vintage Pontiac GTOs that we found at this year's Eyes on Design Car Show in Detroit, Michigan. We'll also take you to Syracuse, New York for some highlights from this year's Syracuse Nationals Car Show, the biggest car show on the right coast. But first, we're off to Denver, Colorado with our own Maggie Yole, who takes a look at a thing they call the Martin Air Car. This was a car that sort of was supposed to float like a boat and also fly, but it never really worked very well. Check this thing out.
This is an experimental land, sea, and air vehicle. It's called the Martin Air Car. It was patented and built in 1962. It was built out of wood, and these wings, they folded down. This rudder right here, it directed the airflow and steered the vehicle. And this one here is the only one known to exist. It wasn't very commercially successful.
And now highlights from this year's Syracuse Nationals Car Show in Syracuse, New York.
This is, without a doubt, the biggest car show on the right coast. Each year, this event attracts over 8,000 cool cars, and over 2,000 of them are Canadian. Ontario, Quebec, New England, New York, people come from all over to come to the show. This event attracts over 80,000 spectators. You'll see automotive artwork and some of the world's best custom cars. The event is hosted by the Right Coast Association. Local car clubs provide volunteers to help with the event. There are awards for the best cars, but really, this is a huge social event.
We take you now to the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show, to the Lamborghini exhibit. That's where we hooked up with Bernard Durand of John Scotti Automobiles, who shows us the all-new Lamborghini Huracan. Bernard, you have a new Lamborghini on the market, which is creating some excitement. And I think it's exciting partly because of the price point, but mainly because of the performance. This is the Lamborghini Huracan. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Not really.
Not quite.
It's Huracan.
Huracan.
Huracan. It's Spanish for hurricane. It was the name of a bull. So that's a new bull. It's the Huracan.
And there's a lot of heritage there in the selection of the names of these cars because they generally are named after bulls.
Exactly. So we got the new Huracan in stock since September. The first one arrived. We're going to sell 30 this year. It's a fantastic car, a big improvement from the Gallardo, which is still a nice car, still a high-performance machine. But this one with the active suspension, active direction, 610 horse, all-wheel drive also, 0-60 in 3.2 seconds. That car is a real bull.
And all that at a price point, as I see here, of about $279,000.
That's right. That's before option. There's some option that you want to have in a car like that, like the active suspension, GPS, active direction. You can have the glass bonnet in the back, two-tone interior, colored stitching. There's all kind for everyone.
30 units, so that makes this a very exclusive kind of car to own.
Of course, it's a very low volume compared to what you can see here at the auto show, some other brand. But we're doing a very, very good job in the east part of Canada in terms of selling those cars.
The design of the car, you talked a little bit about the technology that has been employed in the vehicle, and a lot of that, I guess, is to enhance handling and create downforce because of the speeds that might be involved if someone were to, say, take this on the track or someplace where they can drive it that fast.
Exactly. No, the design is very important for the aerodynamic. The chassis is very important. The Huracan chassis is 50% stronger than the Gallardo. And we all know that the stiffness of a chassis makes the car, basically, Right. So, no, you can achieve a very smooth ride in strata mode. And once you go from strata to sport, then you wake up the bull. And once you go on Corsa mode, then you have a very, very serious machine to drive there.
Right. What kind of materials are we using in a vehicle like this? Is there much carbon fiber? Is there any aluminum being used?
Yeah, well, the chassis, they call it a hybrid chassis. It's aluminum and carbon fiber joined together. Of course, there's the body is aluminum, the brake are carbon ceramic. It's a very high performance car that you should test drive at some point.
So if someone wants to, well, I'd love to test drive it, and so I might come up and see you. And if someone wants to test drive one or find out more about these vehicles, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, we're at Lamborghini Montreal. We just moved from the east end of Montreal to the west end, so we got at least half an hour closer from you guys. It's in Kirkland. On the Trans-Canada Highway, on the Highway 40. Very easy to find us.
Okay, well, I'll have to speak to my banker and arrange some financing and come and see you.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll take you on a walk right through the exhibit put on this year by BMW at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Elena. Don't go away. There's more Street Sport television coming up.
Steve Plunkett presents the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In, featuring 100 years of Dog and Canada's Dukes of Hazzard cast reunion. Meet Tom Wopat, John Schneider, Rick Hurst, Sonny Schroyer, General Lee mechanic Tom Sarmenta, and other celebrities like George Barris, Linda Vaughn, Courtney Hanson, Gene Winfield, and Dennis Gay. See square dancing tractors, over 4,000 vintage cars, and dozens of General Lees. June 6th and 7th, 9282 Elviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruisin.com for more info on an automotive extravaganza like no other.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Looking for a better way to buy a car? Stark Auto Sales holds insurance recovery auctions every Monday. SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, motorcycles, even exotic sports cars. Thousands of vehicles in stock. Some are rebuildable wrecks, some just parts cars. Others are damage-free theft recoveries. You can save a lot of money bidding in person or online. Stark ships worldwide. If you're looking for a better way to buy a car, stop by the next Monday auction at 119 Union Street, Toronto, or visit starkautosales.com.
Maverick Multimedia. We produce TV commercials and negotiate best possible airtime rates for our clients. We build custom websites with original photography and graphic design, not stock photos, and offer cost-effective search engine optimization plans that generate response. Real people serving clients across North America, getting you real results. Call 1-866-248-1490. Maverick Multimedia Incorporated. Way better marketing solutions.
The Southern Ontario Military Muster. See war reenactments, weapons demonstrations, vintage military vehicles. Honor the World War II veterans with a Veterans Parade marking the anniversary of VE Day, and the Portraits of Honor display paying tribute to Afghan vets. Tour the trenches, and don't miss this year's new attraction, the Supermodels America Vintage Fashion Show. The Southern Ontario Military Muster, June 13th and 14th at the Essex Sports Complex Arena and Grounds in Essex, Ontario. Visit militarymuster.ca.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Steve Plunkett presents the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In, featuring 100 years of Dog and Canada's Dukes of Hazzard cast reunion. Meet Tom Wopat, John Schneider, Rick Hurst, Sonny Schroyer, General Lee mechanic Tom Sarmenta, and other celebrities like George Barris, Linda Vaughn, Courtney Hanson, Gene Winfield, and Dennis Gay. See square dancing tractors, over 4,000 vintage cars, and dozens of General Lees. June 6th and 7th, 9282 Elviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruisin.com for more info on an automotive extravaganza like no other. Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. You know, electric vehicles and hybrids are making a big impact on the market now, finally. They're really kind of coming into their own. Range has always been a big issue, but Kia has really stepped up its game in this department, and they now offer an electric version of the Kia Soul. This thing has extended range, and with government rebates, it's also quite affordable. We got a close-up look at this year's Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. So behind me is another one of the top 10 surprising cars here at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. This is the Kia Soul EV. This is an electric vehicle. What's surprising about it? First of all, the range. This vehicle can travel 160 kilometers on a single charge. Now, for me, in my mind, the 100-kilometer range barrier has now been broken, and that's a key because a lot of communities in Canada and the US are sort of spread out about 100 kilometers each. So you need to be able to travel at least 100 kilometers in order to take that sort of longer trip. This, of course, is really designed to be a commuter vehicle for use around town, but it's now something that is also viable for a longer trip, and charging stations are set up across Canada so that you can drive just about across the country using this car. Here's the other thing that's surprising about it. This car starts at a price of about $36,000. Now, if you can combine that with a provincial rebate in, say, Ontario, you could get about $8,500 back from the government to buy this car. So no longer do you have to spend $100,000 plus to get an electric vehicle that is viable for everyday use and for sort of those longer trips here in Canada. The other surprising thing about this car, the size. It, of course, is based on the Soul platform, and it's just as versatile as a regular Soul, and you can get a luxury version of this that comes with an upper trim level that includes simulated leather seats. It has fold-down rear seats, so you can get all kinds of luggage and kids' soccer equipment in the back, so it's a practical vehicle for around town. It takes about 4 hours to charge this on a 240-volt system at home, and it comes with a charger. So this car really is very surprising in that Kia has sort of taken the electric vehicle to a new level, as has Ford and some other companies, but that 160-kilometer range, that's a key selling feature, a key feature that makes this vehicle viable for families and individuals here in the Canadian market. And now we take you on a quick tour through the BMW display at this year's Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. And now, as promised, look at those vintage GTOs that were on display at the Eyes on Design car show this year in Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City. Don't go away. When we come back, our own Elena Walker will interview Jonny Harris from the Murdoch Mysteries. He's going to share some old car stories with us and tell us how they used a very cool old car in a very recent episode of that hit television show.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and don't go away because coming up next is more Street Sport Television with Rick Walker.
Looking for a better way to buy a car? Stark Auto Sales holds insurance recovery auctions every Monday. SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, motorcycles, even exotic sports cars. Thousands of vehicles in stock. Some are rebuildable wrecks, some just parts cars. Others are damage-free theft recoveries. You can save a lot of money bidding in person or online. Stark ships worldwide. If you're looking for a better way to buy a car, stop by the next Monday auction at 119 Union Street, Toronto, or visit starkautosales.com.
The Southern Ontario Military Muster. See war reenactments, weapons demonstrations, vintage military vehicles. Honor the World War II veterans with a Veterans Parade marking the anniversary of VE Day, and the Portraits of Honor display paying tribute to Afghan vets. Tour the trenches, and don't miss this year's new attraction, the Supermodels America Vintage Fashion Show. The Southern Ontario Military Muster, June 13th and 14th at the Essex Sports Complex Arena and Grounds in Essex, Ontario. Visit militarymuster.ca.
Steve Plunkett presents the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In, featuring 100 years of Dog and Canada's Dukes of Hazzard cast reunion. Meet Tom Wopat, John Schneider, Britt Hurst, Sonny Schroyer, General Lee mechanic Tom Sarmento, and other celebrities like George Barris, Linda Vaughn, Courtney Hanson, Gene Winfield, and Dennis Gage. See Square Dancing Tractors, over 4,000 vintage cars, and dozens of General Lees. June 6th and 7th, 9282 Elviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruisin.com for more info on an automotive extravaganza like no other. Maverick Multimedia. We produce TV commercials and negotiate best possible airtime rates for our clients. We build custom websites with original photography and graphic design, not stock photos, and offer cost-effective search engine optimization plans that generate response. Real people serving clients across North America, getting you real results. Call 1-866-248-1490. Maverick Multimedia Incorporated. Way better marketing solutions.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll-free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
The Southern Ontario Military Muster. See war reenactments, weapons demonstrations, vintage military vehicles. Honor the World War II veterans with a Veterans Parade marking the anniversary of VE Day, and the Portraits of Honor display paying tribute to Afghan vets. Tour the trenches, and don't miss this year's new attraction, the Supermodels America Vintage Fashion Show. The Southern Ontario Military Muster, June 13th and 14th at the Essex Sports Complex Arena and Grounds in Essex, Ontario. Visit militarymuster.ca.
Looking for a better way to buy a car? Stark Auto Sales holds insurance recovery auctions every Monday. SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, motorcycles, even exotic sports cars. Thousands of vehicles in stock. Some are rebuildable wrecks, some just parts cars. Others are damage-free theft recoveries. You can save a lot of money bidding in person or online. Stark ships worldwide. If you're looking for a better way to buy a car, stop by the next Monday auction at 119 Union Street, Toronto, or visit starkautosales.com. Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. We head off now to Toronto to the Canadian International Auto Show. That's where our own Elena Walker was able to connect with Jonny Harris, who stars in the Murdoch Mysteries television series. He plays Constable Crabtree, and of course this is a television series that is set in the past, and as a result, they need to use on occasion some vintage vehicles. He has now a story to share with Elena about how they used an old car in the show.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at the Canadian International Auto Show?
Well, you know, the gang at Shaftesbury Productions, who produce Murdoch Mysteries, they knew I was a car buff, so they said, do you want to come down and make an appearance? I'm already making an appearance, as you can see, in the form of a cardboard cutout, but maybe the real thing is even better than that. But some of the cars here were featured in an episode of Murdoch Mysteries, which was based around Toronto's first auto club. So the year is circa 1901, and there's been a murder, somebody's been run over, and then it looks like there was a nefarious motive rather than just a sort of a drunken hit and run. And so we investigate the Toronto's first auto club, and funnily enough, it ends in a car chase. But we're in these machines, these sort of single-cylinder REO. This is an REO, but not exactly a Speedwagon. So I like to joke saying that we actually shot the slowest car chase in television history. I mean, really, we were trying to get away. We were in the getaway car, and if our pursuers had just got out and ran after us, they would have had a better chance of catching us. But it was a lot of fun. We got to drive these cool old cars, me and some of my castmates. It was thrilling.
Mm-hmm. So I know your character ended up sort of purchasing one of the cars in that particular episode. So would you ever want to ride in one of these again?
Well, there's a cute scene where my character Crabtree and two of his buddies, constables, they all pool their money and buy a second-hand car, and they've got the get-up is great, the leather flat caps and the ridiculous-looking goggles and huge sort of gauntlet gloves and the scarf, all that very over the top, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a car guy and a motorcycle guy, and something about a helmet and a leather gloves and a jacket. That's part of it too. It feels cool. And but of course, Crabtree, the first thing he wants to do when they're out on their first drive is swing by the house of the girl he's courting. So he says to his buddies, "Listen, guys, this is really what owning a car is all about." So of course, even over 100 years ago, guys were trying to impress their gals with the automobile.
It's all about the ladies.
It's all about the ladies. Nothing's changed.
So you say you're a car guy. What kind of cars are you into?
I'm into everything. I've got a Jeep that I keep back in Newfoundland, and here in Toronto, I've got I just bought a secondhand Corvette a couple of years ago, and then a couple of motorbikes. Also, I've got like a cruiser motorbike and also a dual sport bike. I really like the off-road riding, the adventure riding, which in Ontario it's great. I mean, there's great riding in Newfoundland, but here in Ontario, you're close. You can stab out in any direction, and be in Pennsylvania in a day, or you could be in northern Ontario. It's choose your own adventure, really.
So
choose your own adventure. I should market that. That's brilliant.
So is there anything in particular you're looking to see at the auto show today?
I'm just really excited about getting a poke around. This was my way of sort of squeezing in here for free. I can't wait to, obviously here we've got the beautiful, and also they did a great job, all these backdrops that they've done of period Toronto. This one over here, we've actually shot at that location. It's doubled as a country club for us a couple of times. Obviously some of the backdrops here are a bit more modern than the Murdoch Mysteries, which is right now I think we're in 1902. But they've done a great job, and here's absolutely beautiful, really, really rare old cars. And I'm looking forward to, after we finish up here, having a nose around and stealing something and driving it home. Is it a Cadillac? The Cadillac Cyclone. And I was looking at it. It was last night, and there were no security around, so I just sort of ducked on over the rope and had a peek inside, and the keys were in it. It's very tempting, very tempting. I thought, okay, this is my chance, but I just got a photograph and left. So.
Yeah, well, thank you very much again.
Thank you so much.
A big thank you to Jonny Harris and Elena Walker for that interview from the Canadian International Auto Show. Well, friends, we are out of time. So until next time, I'm Rick Walker reminding you, when you can't get to the car show, we will bring the car show to you online at streetsporttv.com.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.